Pause up, everyone. Welcome to Meowy Hour. I'm your host, Arden Moore. There goes my cat, Casey. This show is brought to you every Wednesday by the Cat Fancier Association. And we have a great sponsor. Everybody do a shout out to Doc and Phoebe. They make a bunch of cool feeding kits for kitties. Next week, the inventor, Dr. Liz Bales, is going to be our special guest. Finishing my manners, I want to give a big shout out to my co-host, all breed CFA judge Kathy Black, and we don't discriminate, our doggy designee who just got a bath, Destiny, and she is back by popular demand. With us today on our show is our special guest, and she is Allison Hunter-Frederick, and she is a cat behavior consultant and trainer, and just a pretty nice person too. So you're a glutton for punishment, Allison. You said yes.
I love that you asked me to come back.
Well, you are an amazing source of good, solid, documented information about all things feline, and that's the kind of guest we want to have. So today is May 11th, and we're smack in the middle of National Pet Month. Did you all know that? Did you guys know it was National Pet Month?
I did not.
Well, it's kind of like, there's like every time you turn around, there's a holiday, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm kind of happy when the holiday is something for cats or dogs or pets in general. But this has been going on quite a ways. So I was just thinking, there's actually from our friends at Cat Tipper. Have you guys heard of them? cattipper.com. They gave us some ideas of what we can do to help celebrate National Pet Month with our cat who's now grooming himself over here. Casey, I'm going to get your brother, Rusty. You ready? Watch this. Hang on. Rusty. Oh, Casey came back. Rusty. Come on, Rusty. Rusty, come on. All right. Here comes. Come on, Rusty. Come on, buddy. All right. I'm sorry, I'm bribing, but he does come to whistles. There you go. All right. So one of the first things, and this is a biggie, and next week, Rusty's going in for his annual wellness exam, physical, make sure he's up to date on all his vaccinations. Even though our kitties are indoors, most of them, they can still get cooties and they can still have issues happening to them. And not all cats are ballerinas. They can misjudge a jump and hurt themselves. They can get diseases just like us, diabetes and heart conditions. So my point is this: every day we have with our kitty or dog is great. So why don't we give them a good gift by booking a wellness? What do you think about that, Allison?
I absolutely 100% behind you.
Yeah. So,
and actually my youngest cat did injure her leg one time. So, those wellness checks help you know what's going on.
That's right. That's right. And then this is one of my favorites. If I can get one of my cats over here. Casey, come. Casey, come here. Come here. Come here, Casey. You want it? Rusty. All right. Rusty's in the house. Rusty, my good boy. Rusty says, we don't like, come here, Rusty. Here you go. Rusty says, we don't like being pat on the head. We like sometimes a little bit of, I'm sorry, I'm distracted. There's food over here, but there's food right here, bud. Right here, buddy. Here. Oh, Arden, the Holy Grail. All right, so let me give you this first. Let me give Casey this. Hang on, sorry for this. Such a professional show. Come here, Casey. Come here. All right, Casey. Hi, buddy. Just do a soft wink to your kitty once in a while. Don't do a hard wink. They're gonna think you're crazy. But that is a really nice show of dignified feline affection, right, Casey? That's a good one, right? And they do like their side of their cheeks rubbed, but just realize that if they're going to look at you with soft winks, that means that you rock their world, and they kind of would appreciate you letting them know that they rock your world, right? Wouldn't you say that's the whole big deal, Allison?
It is the first thing you should always do, especially when you meet a new cat. Give them that slow blink.
So let's get the Allison blink style on film. All right, I'm a cat. Meow, 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 meow. Oh, I see somebody here, and her name is Allison. She's seen. All right, so show it. Let's do it. Oh man, that's.
I like that.
I'm starting to purr. But it's so simple, right? But why is it so powerful, Allison?
It shows them that we're friendly and that we can be trusted, and that's.
And the other thing is, if you guys, it's springtime. I'm trying my hand at a backyard garden. Try growing some catnip. I know you can get it in the store, and there's good organic catnip products out there. We've talked with Meowy and places like that. But you can also grow some of that herb. And by the way, it's a member of the mint family. And, you know, if you grow from seed, it's kind of neat to try it. Have you ever, either one of you ever grown catnip? Oh, you do?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah. How about you, Kathy?
I tried it in the past, not recently, but quite some time ago.
Well, I'm trying to grow banana, peppers, and watermelon.
Well.
See what happens. All right. And this is my favorite, is wear your heart on your sleeve for a cause. This is from our friends at Cat Tipper. What does that mean? Raise a paw if any of you have any kind of clothing or pajamas or hats that have something with a cat saying or a cat picture. Come on. Yeah.
I'm wearing one.
Oh, what's your site?
A proud mom of Rainy the Therapy Cat.
All right. What's your favorite cat attire, Miss Kathy?
Well, of course, a shirt with a breed on it. I have a shirt with a Somali on it. I have a shirt, you know, cute saying, you know, something like that. Usually pajamas.
I have one that says, "You had me at meow." I like that one. And then I have one with a bunch of dogs across my shirt, and they're like wearing fire helmets, and they're police officers, ambulance looking, and it says, "I dig first," F-U-R-S-T, responders. That's one of my favorites. All right. You can, if you are having the space and ability, build a catio, or in my house with dogs, we have a petio. So we have an enclosed area we all can get. It's 15 by 10. And we have cat trees and a nice orthopedic mat for our dogs, and we can watch Netflix. Do either one of you have a catio or something like that?
My sunroom is the dog-free zone. So that's where the cats
Destiny is not allowed.
That's where the cats get to hang out and play with their toys and get happy feet and not have to worry about the dog interfering.
I like that, though. That's good. How about your house?
We have a bay window that the cat, and we have a bench by the bay window, and we have a pedestal there, and the cats like to get on it. Plus, we have window ledges put up in the bay window so they can all get on the ledges, and then so they just have that kind of that whole area where it's a really nice sunny area where they can sleep and be happy. And
then, hey, we're getting out of COVID, knock on wood. I would love us all to get a chance to get back into a cat cafe. As you know, they're pretty new. I mean, they really started in the United States in 2014. And now, at the latest, there's about 70 plus cat cafes across the country. And I've been to about 5 of them. And it's better than a library. You can take a good book and get a good purr and get some tea, or they have all, you know, some actually serve booze, but I kind of like having tea, you know, like brewed tea, herb tea when I'm hanging out with a cat. Have either one of you gone to cat cafes?
Yeah, no. You'll have to come back to Nebraska. We have one in Omaha.
Oh, you do? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. What's it? How is it structured? Is it so
there's a little cafe where you can buy stuff and you can sit at the tables and eat, and then there's a little room where you can go in and visit the cats and hang out with them.
All right.
And all the cats are ones up, you know, they're up for adoption.
And you know what? That's a great way not to have the need for high blood pressure pills, because you just go to a cat cafe and you're in the zone, you're in the zen, right? They lower our blood pressure like dogs do too. and this goes without saying, every little bit helps. If there's something you can do at your local shelter or make a donation, try to consider it. May is National Pet Month, and so these are just some things from Cat Tipper. What do you guys think? But that all boils down to this: cats are still CATs, which stands for, the C stands for candid, the A stands for attitude, the T stands for tenacious, and the S stands for so what. So with the help of my co-pilot Kathy, we're going to share with you a couple of images showing catitude. Have you guys seen this one? That if you all have had a little trouble reading it, just says the dog. You know that feeling when you do something bad and you can't focus on anything all day because you feel so terrible? And the cat just goes, no.
No, never experienced that.
And this one has come from our friend Dusty Rainbow. She created this meme. Take it away, Kathy. God, we're looking good, Kathy. Come on, we're doing it. I love cats, and I love them for their candidness. And I got to tell you, when you know a cat loves you, that puts you over the moon, wouldn't you say, Allison?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Very much.
Dogs are more pleasers, and I love my dogs. But when Casey and I have a little snuggle on meow session, it just melts my heart. It's like, makes me feel good. All right, let's move on. You guys want prizes. So last week, our trivia question was this. For all you Star Wars fans out there, what were the names of that cute, milk-loving group of felines that lived in different worlds around the galaxy in the Star Wars franchise? And the answer was D, Tooka cats, T-O-O-K cats. I did not know that till I asked this question, but Kathy, apparently somebody's going to get their paws on some prizes from Doc and Phoebe.
Yes, so that was Linda Peterman.
Hey, Linda.
She had the correct answer and was randomly chosen. And Linda, you will get these lovely feeders from Doc and Phoebe. Hopefully sometime soon. I don't know if they've been mailed yet or not, but we're working on that. So congratulations to Linda Peterman.
All right. I'm going to go easy on you guys this week for my trivia question. Now, I know you both know this answer, so play poker face. Promise? Okay. I gave you an easy one. Who, I said, who hears the best? A, people. B, cats. C, dogs. D, mice. Of these four species, who hears the best? Humans, cats, dogs, or mice? Now notice I said they hear the best. I didn't say they respond the best. I just said they hear the best.
I think you're giving a lot of hints there.
Type your answer on the Facebook Live, or I prefer you to email me at kathy.black@yahoo.com. Your answer you'll have until Sunday afternoon to give your response. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, whether you're live right now or sometime later, you have lots of time to type your answer. So please send me an email.
Thank you, Kathy. And we do thank our sponsors, Doc and Phoebe. They're our sponsors for the whole month of May. So everybody, you know, we really appreciate it. Shout out Dr. Liz. And let's tee it up. Allison Hunter-Frederick. I met her several years ago in Lincoln, Nebraska. I drove there from, I don't know, I think it was from Dallas. And I saw this very studious person in the back scribbling down lots of notes. And I'm praying what I'm telling her is accurate. But it is so nice to see someone blossom. And you have become a very much respected expert on cat behavior. And by the way, everybody, if you're interested, we're going to talk about it. She's got Kathy's going to post all the website links for Miss Allison. Her website is Allison Helps Cats, which is very evident, self-evident. But any of you out there considered or have done agility with your cat? Go ahead and let Kathy know too. I know that the Cat Fancier Association does sanction some cat agility. Is that correct, Kathy? And I tried to get my first safety cat. His name was Zeke, or her name was Zeke, because we were at a cat conference and we were giving a talk, and they said, well, try Zeke in the cat agility. And Zeke goes, no.
Some of the shows that have the equipment in a large enough show hall, because it's like 10 by 20 feet.
Yeah.
It takes some extra space that not every show has, but some of the clubs do offer it, and the cats are, I think the winning times are like 7 seconds. I mean, they fly through that course. So they really do it quickly.
I would think that would be a big draw.
It is. The spectators just go nuts over it.
Wow. Well, our special guest today, Allison, wrote a huge article for the IAADC, which is a big, long, an acronym for the International Association of Animal Behavior Consultants. Did I get it right? All right.
Yeah.
So what she wanted to do is kind of use agility as kind of an example for how to determine in training your cat how to learn something. You really need to pay attention to that individual kitten or cat. Can you kind of set the stage for us? In your household, you have 5 agility performers? Oh,
I think at the time we had maybe some fosters or something that did it, but we have 3 of our own.
Okay. Let's name these athletes. Who are these athletes?
So the youngest is Rainey.
Okay.
And she has been doing agility as soon as she was able, and we got her as a kitten, so as soon as she was able to start jumping over things or going through tunnels, she's been doing it.
How old is she?
She's 6.
Okay. And who's
and then we have Bootsy, who is a former feral. And I don't think I talked about her in the article because she was at that point still learning to do agility.
All right. How old is she?
She is 9.
Okay. And then who's the third?
And then we have Cinder, who is also 9, I believe. And she's been doing agility since she's been 1.
Wow. I'm noticing a pattern here, Kathy. Are you? They're all chicks. Are female cats better at agility, or it just happens?
It's just
that's ask, what kind of course? What kind of course are we talking about?
Yeah, talk about. Is this in your home?
Yes, it's in my home. We have tunnels and jumps.
Because in an official sanctioned agility, you need a lot of room and all that. But
yeah,
you have a lot of people that may want to work the noodle of their cats by training them like inside the home makeshift agility. So kind of give us some examples.
So we have tunnels and jumps and weaves.
Wow.
And a pet walk and a table. And some of those are do it yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
So the
oh, look at this is it. There you go. This is from this is from CFA. Thanks, Kathy. Look at this. So Allison, can you see this?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts when you see these?
So those are more professional jumps than we get to use.
Okay.
But they're very cool. When I started, that is what I wanted to be able to do. But unfortunately, they haven't quite made it to Nebraska. So we did what we could, and we just do it in our home.
Well, that's okay, because there's people out here tuning in that listen to Meowy Hour, watch it all over the world, and maybe there's somebody in your neck of the woods that like, hey, I'll call Allison and we'll get something going. But in the house, because it's kind of better than just weaving a wand toy, right? So what's some ideas of how would you do a weaving if you don't have the weave agility pulls? What could be a makeshift or DIY?
You could use water bottle, pop bottles, traffic cones, basically anything that's upright. I was fortunate enough that at the time that we got into it, there was a store that was selling very simple cat weave poles, not like you would see in a agility competition. They're like these fuzzy little things, but they're actual weave poles.
Wow.
But they don't seem to be carrying them anymore. And traffic cones and pop bottles and things do just as well.
You know, in my pet first aid class, I teach people how to be a mutt giver. What do you do when you don't have a first aid kit and the veterinarian's far away? The drawstrings of your hoodie can be a makeshift muzzle on a dog. A towel can help wrap up an injured kitty, and you can pop them in a laundry basket. I think that's why I'm kind of wanting to explore indoor home agility, which I can't wait for somebody to come into your house and it looks like an agility course. And they're like, oh, I really like how you decorated this house.
Well, the other thing about having an agility course at home is that when you bring them to a venue, there's all kinds of people, all kinds of cats, all kinds of commotion. Not my former feral cat, absolutely no way she's ever going to go to anything like that.
Is that Bootsy?
Yeah. So it opens it up for anybody to be able to do in their home and still get the advantages of agility. And then, of course, you know, it would be awesome. We would have loved to have gone to, you know, to public venues and to competitions and stuff. That is awesome. But if you don't have that, it allows you to do it at home.
Right. And so we're reaching a broader audience, because there are some cats like Casey who's like, I don't care, I'll do it. And then there's other cats like Rusty who's like, I like it in the house, but I don't know if I really want to show off in public. And so you're reaching a bigger, and for the cat, what's going on? What's the perk of even trying to teach them to weave, jump, stay on a table, climb? What's the payoff mentally and physically for the kitties?
Well, an agility course, you have to be thinking about what you're doing. So it, you know, it works their brain, but it also, you know, some of it's just natural abilities. They're sprinters. They, you know, they go through things. So it's using their natural skills. And so that's the physical stuff. And then it's working their brain because they have to memorize those courses, or they have to follow you, pay attention to what you're doing. And so that works their brains. And then a kind of a behavioral application would be, as I sometimes have cats that, you know, you have one cat that's kind of really laid back, and then you have a cat that's very energetic, wants to pounce on the other cat all the time. That doesn't make for great relationships. But if you go take that cat and run agility with it and get it a positive way to get its energy out, you might have more peace in your home.
So one of our followers said that she learned how to teach her cat agility from you, and she does agility at home.
Oh, I think I know who this is.
Who is it? Shout it out. Come on, we're family here on Meowy Hour. Who's that?
I bet that is Sandy.
Let me see. No, it's Pam.
I know.
It's Pam Hoffman.
Yes, Pam. Pam, yes.
Too many friends. Well, let's talk about this, because you do need to factor in things. The cat's age. Let's go with that first. You know, kittens are like, whatever, you know, and they have endless energy. What's the pros and cons of teaching agility in the home or at a place like out public for a kitten? What's the pros and cons?
For a kitten, well, you just said it. It channels their energy.
Yeah.
And it also, it's socializing them. It's teaching their brain stuff. I mean, for kittens, it's just dynamite, I think, because it gives them something very, I'm lacking the right word. It's not creative, but
productive.
There you go, very productive.
I mean, I
structure. Yes, thank you, ladies, for helping me with the right words there. And it also, well, here's an example I would give. We have some fosters, and we have one who is extremely energetic. And I was talking with somebody else about, you know, what's the youngest you've taught them? Because at some age, it's really hard to get a kitten to focus. And so
What?
I
didn't hear
struggle.
you. What did you say?
Yeah. And so it's like, I struggle with that of how do you get a kitten to sit? It's really hard. And then, but she said, it's laying a foundation for future stuff. And so I actually, with our current fosters, one of them who was just like bounces off the walls, I took her to her agility course. I waved around a toy. I got her to go over the obstacles, and it was exciting. And it meant she wasn't, it was something different. You can set up a new course every time. So it's always new. And for kittens, novelty is great.
So I know instilling
what the cat shows, because when a judge takes a kitten out and shows it a toy and plays with it, sometimes the kittens are just so wound up they don't know where to focus their energy. Okay, and it's hard to get them to sit still, and they're just, they don't know what to do. But they kind of learn, oh, this is what's going to happen. This is the routine. This is when I need to shine and when I need to be still. And they learn that pretty quickly. So it's the same kind of training.
Well, I'm looking in my arsenal of toys, and I have one of these. Tell us about this, Allison, and why this might be a good thing to use as a luring.
Well, is that a clicker?
No,
or,
it's from Samantha Martin, the Amazing Acro Cats.
Oh.
It's a little cheese at the end, and she uses it.
Oh, yes. Well, you got your treat at the end. That's going to get their attention and get them to come after you. Although I tried with our kittens, I tried using treats to get them to do obstacles, and they were actually very all over the place and unstructured. And then I used a toy, which Kathy, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, toys are actually it's the official way of doing agility. And I used a toy to get them to go over something, and they were just like go, and
like that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If they're toy oriented, that's the best way to lead them around.
Okay, so
through the obstacles.
Okay, all right. What about older cats? I mean, we just brought in a community cat, Baxter, who's 11, and he's now safe and everything, and he feels at home, and he's acclimated to the indoors. He likes to play with Rusty, my young cat, and I'm just wondering if you can teach an old cat new tricks. Can we?
My first cat, her age was unknown for sure, but they thought she was an older cat, and I taught her agility. That was back before we had much. I mean, we bought some equipment now, but with her, it was chairs and using boxes and paper bags and very primitive stuff. And I taught her agility, and it was a way to bond.
Okay.
And to keep her, I'm sure, the same as with people. If you don't use your brain and if you don't keep your body going as you get older, it doesn't stay in shape. So with older cats,
I'm just joking.
And actually with older people, our bodies and our minds are going to start getting out of shape anyway, but it keeps it in shape longer. And it's one of the things with her that when I look back, I think, you should never think that a senior can't do that. Okay, there's a senior cat sleeping 90% of the time. Okay, so they're tired and things like that, and they're resting up, but they still need to work their brains. They still want to be part of your life. They still want to have things to do. And if you keep them involved, they will, it's the difference between a person who sits at the window and just kind of looks out the window and is bored, or watches TV and is bored, or a person that goes out and does stuff. It's getting them to do things.
And these exercise wheels are really good.
Exercise wheels are good too. Yeah, I agree. You also shared some bonding benefits, and your cat Rainey, you said, now allows you to groom her. That
would be Bootsy.
Oh, Bootsy, okay.
It should be Bootsy, because Bootsy's feral. Oh, Rainey bonded with me like from the beginning, but
that's how I bonded with you the first time I met you in Lincoln, Nebraska. I bonded.
But yeah, Bootsy, it took a long time to get. I mean, she's a former feral, so everything scares her, and she is actually a really great example. If I can take a minute to talk about with agility of, never underestimate what a cat can do and never underestimate who might enjoy it, because she was scared of everything. We have our agility stuff set up in the basement. Even getting her to come downstairs was hard initially. And initially when she saw the agility stuff, she didn't know what to make of it. And I just kind of played a little bit, got her to bump into some agility things. She started then exploring it. And then I know officially treats aren't what you would use, but I put treats on. For her, I put a trail of treats up to an obstacle, and then I put treats on the obstacle, and then I put a trail of treats after the obstacle. Now she doesn't need that. And now it's just put a couple treats and she'll do it. But when we started, it was everything and anything to just kind of get her to check it out. And it's not that I was forcing her to do it. She just, everything new is, she thinks it could be a threat. So getting her used to these things in positive ways. And I have all 3 cats who, have at times waited at the basement door to go down and do agility, and she's one of them.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. You also mentioned the other cat, Cinder, and you talked that Cinder's kind of an anxious cat and needs instant gratification. So explain how agility is helping Cinder feel a little more chill.
Well, with Cinder, so this would be the thing I would say is that agility is really cool, but you also have to meet the cat where they are. So with Cinder, she loves tunnels. So I let her go through tunnels. We work on tunnels a lot. The other obstacles, she's kind of like, nah. And so, if she'll do some others, great. And if she doesn't, we just do tunnels. We kind of,
does she get
it's supposed to be enjoyment.
Ribbon?
Yes, she gets a participation ribbon. And Rainey gets the first place and goes, yeah! And Bootsy's just kind of going, I did it.
I did it. Well, what brings me to all this circle is, here's a woman, everyone, that has cats with different personalities in a multi-cat household. Surprise, surprise. But she's taking the time to find out what makes them tick and what motivates them. And I mean, there are great parents out there that do that with their kids, and they're not forcing them to be in Little League or in the band if they show an affinity for something else. And it sounds like it's sort of like you being a cat parent right now.
Yeah, because with Cinder, we'll do one round of, we'll do around the course once, and then we go play. She actually just wand toys are fine for her. With Bootsy, we'll do some tricks, we'll do the agility, and then she just likes to be there. Rainey, if I had the energy to do it 24/7, that's what we would be doing. So and she doesn't, toys, she can take or leave. I mean, she'll get in the mood, but if she's not in the mood, she doesn't care. So agility, if I want to do something with her or get her energy out, it's let's go down and do agility, and we can do agility 4 or 5 times during the day or more if I had the energy and time. So yes, it's being parenting. It's figuring out what each of my 4 kids need.
And I like that. And folks, we have her on, Allison Hunter-Frederick, because of her knowledge of cats. And we have been posting her website and all her other social media. One thing that's really kind of neat is on her website, under resources, she actually can give you some additional information coming from different folks. Tell us a little bit about this bi-monthly cat chat group you're part of.
So every couple months, I pick a topic that's a behavior topic that I know from working with people and being on different social media things that these are things that cat owners are very, they want to know more about. And then they can register and they send in their situation. We pick that situation. That's what we start our chat out with. Is I say, this is a situation. What would be, what's your experiences? What's your advice? What's your questions? And then we kind of just try to figure out together, how can we do better? We've done one on introductions.
What's a topic that drew a lot of interest?
Well, I did introductions, which it was reasonable interest. But people also said what they would be interested in, other sessions on, and Shy and Fearful Cats has gotten interest. And then I've also had some people who asked me about how do I deal with, like, if I have a senior and a kitten, or how do I deal with my one cat is like my cat Rainy, who just is 100% energy, or is like my cat Cinder, who just prefers more to snooze and look out the windows. Like, how do I deal with those two personalities? So that's going to be one I'm doing later this year.
Are you thinking about putting any of this together in a book?
No.
Well, I was just going to humbly say, everybody that ever watches those news commentators, political shows, I don't care if you're red or blue, green or white, we're throughout the show, we've been having a little fun with y'all. Allison, can you tell us what's behind you?
Oh, this is my library of animal books. So, and this is one of my favorite books.
Oh, really?
I wonder who it's by. And I like it because it's cats for kids, which we don't have a lot of material out on that topic.
Well, I had fun writing that, and I'm laughing because every time I see an author interviewed on some show, right, there's always a library, but then you see their books, and that's what we were doing. My book, Kid's Guide to Cat, everybody has their book, and then all of a sudden everybody's just like zeroing in on the book, and it's almost like osmosis. You're going to go and order the book afterwards. But
there you go. Everybody order Arden's book.
Hey, we talked about cat agility, shyness and all this, but you have some event coming up that we would love to get people to see you in action online. Tell us a little bit about what's coming up in June.
Actually, it's coming up next weekend. Oh, no, you're right. No, you're right. Sorry. I'm mixed up. There we go. In June, I will be presenting for the National Kitten Coalition, their online conference, and I will be talking about cat agility.
Oh my gosh. We are going to have Susan Spalding on our Meowy Hour show coming up.
Good.
We've had Rose Marie Crawford on. So I think those are the two big players of National Kitten Coalition, right?
Yes. I do have a friend who's through the National Kitten Coalition who does some of their articles. Maybe I'll send her name to you if you're interested at some point talking to her.
Yeah, and I know Nancy Peterson is involved.
There you go.
And
that's who I was thinking of.
Yeah, Nancy's been on her show because she talked about cats and birds.
Yes, that's a big passion.
Great topic, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. So what's your goals for cats of the 21st century? If you could wave, wait a minute, let me do this right. If you could dangle a cat toy around everybody's face and hypnotize them, what would be some sort of wish you would like granted for the 21st century cat, Allison?
That every cat grows up socialized, and so it's not a matter we have these shy and scared, fearful cats under the bed, and we have these lively, happy dogs going everywhere. Kittens that go to kitten kindergarten, or kittens that are exposed to, they go places, they meet people, all those kinds of things. Yes, you're going to have some shy ones, period. That's people have those personalities. Kittens will have that personalities. But if they're exposed to a ton of experiences, they have so much more chance that, you wouldn't, as far as personality-wise, you wouldn't tell the difference between a dog and a cat. I mean, that kitten is going to be rambunctious and wanting to go everywhere. And that's what I would love to see, that every cat has the chance to be its full potential and not, if they're shy and quiet, that's fine. I might not look like it, but I'm a shy and quiet person.
Me too. No.
But there are lots of cats that the only reason they're that way is because we don't know how to socialize them, and they don't get raised socialized, or they don't get in a home fast enough to get socialized. And that's what I would love to see, is we have just tons of socialized cats. Cats out walking, cats out having adventures, cats doing agility. Cat agility should be as big as dog agility. How about that, Kathy?
Okay. I
Most
like that.
definitely.
I want to dream big because I'm seeing more and more of the millennials and the generation coming up doing adventure cat things and
Yes.
walking with their cats safely with the harnesses and all. And you saw that commercial during the Super Bowl, whatever that cat's name was.
Yes.
And that cat was running and doing stuff.
Oh, I love that commercial.
But the point was, the guy goes, "That I don't know, that's him," you know. And I'm just saying it should become more the norm. And I really want cats to have more of a spotlight. If you could wave a wand, Kathy, for cats of the 21st century, what would it be for you?
That every cat has a loving home,
Yeah.
and that people are that they're not being mistreated, they're not being abused, they're not running loose, having to scavenge on the streets for their existence. You know, that people would be responsible, spay and neuter, take care of these loving animals and give them a good home.
And you, Allison, I don't know how you squeeze everything in a day, but you also
I don't either.
What do you want to give a shout out to the shelter you help the kitties at?
I volunteer through the Cat House here in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Tell people a little bit about the Cat House.
Oh, now you put me on the spot. Well, it's
and it has a roof.
Yes, it's a no-kill limited admission shelter, which means that, you know, cats come, there's a limit to how many we can take in, but when they come in, they can be there for as long as they need to until they find the right adopter. We have some cats that are extremely shy or scared when they come in. And we have people, you know, our caretakers spend time with them. We have people who maybe spend a little bit more time with the ones that are, you know, some folks that are interested in behavior a bit who spend some time with them. But everybody together, like kind of a village of, we all help those cats come out of their shell, find their, I mean, we had cats that were so frozen that, you know, they're just kind of frozen there, and then a year, you know, 6 months, 3 months, a year, however long it takes, you see them playing and romping around, and it's just so, I mean, I love the stories that come out of there, and I love what they do.
Well, it's because
and I love being part of it.
Yeah, it's like, and I love that your website just says what it is. Allison helps cats. I mean, come on, that's good. That's good. What did you do before all of this? What was your?
I've had many different jobs.
I'm just curious.
But I guess one of them would have been that I was a teacher for many years. And I was a special education teacher. Mm-hmm. So I draw on a lot of that when, you know, that shy cat is, you just need to be patient and you find the things that work and it's breaking down it into small parts for them. And it's, you know, I draw on what I learned, I was a special education teacher. I draw on that for when I work with cats, for when I work with clients who have cats that are difficult.
Yeah, training the two-leggers is a little more tricky.
Yeah, but, you know, again, you know, in teaching, it's, you know, you look for those small moments and you believe everybody's doing their best. And so you believe the cat owners are doing their best and you look for all those small moments. And you also know that they are probably so stressed because they don't know what to do. And so then you say, well, look, of all the great things you are doing, now let's build on that and find some other thing, you know, some ways to help you with what you are struggling with.
So what's the most unusual job you've ever had? Please make it
maybe working at a museum, but it's not really that unusual though, I guess. But I mean, I worked at a museum for Germans from Russia that I did their publications. I designed their publications.
All right.
I don't know if that's unusual. Although we did have a chance to rescue a snake from one of the buildings one time, and we've had some quirky stories come out of there.
Okay, all right. I was just curious what you did as a young Allison.
I helped in a library, worked with an adult with special needs, worked in the church, was a teacher.
Are you from Lincoln?
No, I'm from Canada.
I was going to say your boat was coming.
Yeah. Yes, that's the one thing I still have.
Okay. Well, we want you to stick around because, and we do thank you, everybody. I want you to check out AllisonHelpsCats.com. Keep her name on there on your radar because she's getting to be more and more known in the cat world of behavior. And I'm looking. I wish I had a basement. I don't have a basement, but I do my best with little tunnels, and with Casey and Rusty, they go crazy a little bit. But now I have that community cat, and he wants to learn. So we might be having two cat trees put together and have them do some obstacles.
And our first place was just a rental where all we had was the living room, and you pull stuff out, you put stuff away, you pull stuff out, you put stuff away.
Yeah,
you figure it out.
All right. So at this time, Kathy Black, our all breed CFA judge, while I go off camera to get ready for our kitty cocktail, is going to talk to us about the European Burmese. Take it away, Kathy.
Okay, I'm off mute, right? Okay. I apologize, everybody. I've got a cold. So I'll try to get through this without coughing and hacking. The European Burmese is our breed that we're featuring this week. We are featuring a breed a week on the CFA website. If you have a European Burmese, make sure you upload a picture of your cat to celebrate your cat. The European Burmese is a very affectionate, intelligent, loyal cat. They thrive on companionship. They want to be with you, participating in everything you do. And the European Burmese and the Burmese that we know in North America originated from the same source. Wong Mao was the name of the cat. It was the first Burmese introduced from Burma into the Western world by Dr. Thompson back in 1930. And she was the only example of her type and had to be made into something similar. So they bred her to a Siamese, resulting in litters that carried the Siamese pointed gene. So her litters were both solid and pointed. And the European Burmese introduced the red gene later on, and that kind of brings us to where we now have 10 colors in this breed. And it has a different standard in CFA than the Burmese, but in some associations like GCCF down in Australia, they have one standard for all the Burmese, no matter what color they are. But in CFA, we're looking for a little bit different looking cat than the Burmese standard. And so it comes in 10 colors due to that red gene being introduced. So we have brown chocolate, blue, and lilac, but then we also have the red creams, brown torties, chocolate torties, blue torties, and lilac torties. So I have some pictures. This is a beautiful tortoiseshell. Here is a cream. Now, one thing to note on these cats, they will have the M on the forehead, but we do not want barring around the neck or barring on the legs or rings on the tail. So very similar to what we do with the Somali and the Abyssinian. They have the M on the forehead, but we don't want the bars anywhere else on the body. Here's a brown. Here is a lilac. These cats have surprising weight, a very muscular body. The coat is very soft and silky. They have a very unique top line to the eye, and they're a medium-sized cat. Look at the eyes on this one, beautiful. Love that eye shape. This is a red, another chocolate tortie over here. So you can see they come in a variety of colors. Like I said, there were 10 colors accepted in CFA. Very fun cat, very sweet, very easy maintenance with their short coat, very playful, athletic. Everybody says dog-like, but they do want to be where you are and follow you from room to room and be involved in what you're doing. So that is our European Burmese. And when I was in Australia, I judged all the Burmese together, and they were all different colors. And I'm like, oh, these are European Burmese. I said, no, they're just Burmese. Okay, all right. But we separate them out. They've taken a little bit different path than the Burmese have. little different muzzle, a little different head structure, a little different body structure. So they definitely are distinct from the Burmese now, but they're fun cats to judge and fun cats to own.
Have you ever seen a European Burmese, Miss Allison?
I don't think I have.
I know. You know, we seem to know a lot more about dog breeds, but I'm glad organizations like the CFA recognize, I think, what, 45 breeds?
Yeah.
But they also recognize household cats. And this group has been around since 1906, even before I was born, everybody, just letting you know, even before I was born. And I really think that's a game changer to champion all cats. Don't you, Kathy?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So we do recognize the non-pedigreed cats with our companion cat world program.
See how I slid that in?
I know, you just teed me right up, girl. So for a one-time fee of $13, your cat gets a unique registration number. It goes in our CFA database. When you upload a picture, you get a lovely card with your cat's name and picture on it, your name. It also goes in our gallery of cats, and 10% goes to a local shelter. So everybody check that out at cfa.org/CCW.
Yeah, I like having these cards, and now that Casey's traveling a little bit more with me for some pet events, it's nice to have this with his carrier. It has his photo. So, and you're doing something good to help cats and shelters. So we should see if your shelter area is involved, the cat house, you could get a little money coming their way, Miss Allison.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Can't remember who it is for Region 6. I would have to look that up. But
Okay. All right. Shifting gears, the class I'm teaching tomorrow in cat first aid is completely booked. There's even a waiting list. I'm like doing a happy dance. Allison, I think I hit something on the head. There are a lot more people interested in a 3-hour cat only first aid class. Because a dog cat class, sometimes the cat people feel like they've been second class citizen. But in my classes, I have a real dog and a real cat or two. So I'm letting you know that, yes, the class tomorrow for Pet First Aid for You, the 3-hour class, you get a 2-year certificate, is gone, it's booked. But we do have openings for our next cat only first aid class. And that will be June 23rd. It's at night, because I've also found out, don't try to wake up cat people early in the morning. They prefer evening classes. I don't know, that's been my feedback, but every once in a while I'll do a class on a Sunday, but it has to be in the late morning so they can get their bowl of milk in the morning, right? I'm just teasing. You've taken my dog and cat class in person. Did you take any cat class?
Yeah, I took an online one with you.
Okay, so you've done both. Okay, because I always give, excuse me, hairball. I always give my guests, I comp their chance to take a class too now. So June 23rd is when we're taking more folks in to learn about cat behavior, cat first aid. And I have to put myself on mute because I'm going to cough. Hang on.
I did not give it to you through the Zoom meeting, I swear.
No, I was getting ready to make my drink and I swallowed some pineapple juice and it kind of went down.
Oh, okay.
So my throat, I feel fine. I'm healthy.
Okay, good.
So I'm just telling you guys, even these people with adventure cats or cats doing agility, if your cat like hurt their leg or they were choking on a piece of kibble, I really hope you consider taking a class like the ones we offer, because you can really be their best health ally. So I go from saving cats to becoming a bartender. So for this week's kitty cocktail, it is called the sensational Somali cat tail. It's because your taste buds are going to say CC to this yummy drink. Please give a lot of kudos to All Breed CFA judge and editor of Cat Talk, Teresa Kiger. Check out her graphic. Doesn't that look dreamy, Miss Allison? You looking at that?
I am.
Beautiful.
It's really good.
wow, I can put the booze together, but I sure can't do a drawing to save my life. So for this one, it's pretty easy. What you do is you're going to take a shaker, a cocktail shaker, and make sure you got some ice in it. Then you're going to give 1.5 to 2 ounces of tequila man or tequila. And that's a 6 count. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had to slow it down for Kathy. She likes that way. Then you want to take 2 ounces of pineapple juice.
I need a good 6 shot of tequila to fix what ails me.
Casey's already smelling the whipped cream that's soon to come. Then you want to, I gotta make sure I got that. Okay. Then you want to get 2 ounces of sweet and sour mix. Now I went lazy and I bought this. It's not that expensive. It's good. Once you open it though, please store it in your refrigerator. But you can also make it on your own with lemon and lime and some sugar, water. So I'm going to do that.
So would a margarita mix work?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. Yes. You could use it for margaritas. Yeah. And then you want 1/2 ounce. Well, I'm going to put all that. Yeah, I'm going to put that in first. And then I'm going to give it a good vigorous shake. And if you have time, if you're serving anything in a martini glass, really?
Where's the whipped cream, Mom?
The martini's coming with the whipped cream. But you want water and ice in the glass and dump it out and you have it chilled. And so what you do is you just simply go ahead and strain this into your cocktail glass. And then take some grenadine. And I'm not as adept at this, but you're supposed to be able to pour it on the back of a spoon a little bit to kind of make a little pattern, make it drizzle down. See how it does that?
Yeah.
Chemistry, babies. And let me put some lids on because I'm afraid my cats are going to nail me. So give me 1 second. Because otherwise we're going to have a hot mess of everything spilled. Because you want to, of course, adorn it. And here they come. Here's my boys. Here you go, 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 here you go.
Stephanie says, I like whipped cream too.
All right, you raise a glass above your cat's head because they don't need alcohol. And at this time, I want us all to raise a glass and to toast to all cats, purebreds and of unknown heritage like mine, because cats make us better humans. Cheers, kitties.
Cheers.
CC, deliciosa. And I want to take this time again to thank the Cat Fancier Association, my co-host Kathy Black and Destiny, our great, terrific guest, Allison Hunter-Frederick, and of course our sponsors, Doc and Phoebe. Next week, the inventor of these amazing feeding puzzles, if you will, for cats is here in the house back. Dr. Liz Bales. She is a cat veterinarian and an inventor behind Doc and Phoebe. So we thank you all for being here. Tell your friends. This show also airs on YouTube, thanks to Kathy Black.
We had someone live from Malaysia tonight, so welcome.
Malaysia? Well, hello. That's a new one. I toast to you. So until next time, same cat channel, same cat time. We will see you, you on Meowy Hour. Take care.